are live at LTN Radio here with Strong Tower Con in Waukesha, Wisconsin. And with me is David and Heather Drenk.
Yeah.
All right. David and Heather are avid gamers, boasting 600 plus board games and card games in their personal collection. David has a pastime of utilizing discarded styrofoam and cardboard to create board game prototypes, which found their way to the family table during the pandemic, which is when they realized that David's creativity and Heather's eye for detail and ear for humor were a recipe for success, creating Haunted Inheritance, among other games. David and Heather, welcome.
Thank you.
First of all, what do you think of Strong Tower Con this year so far?
Oh, it's awesome. I love that we're in a new location, more people, and just it's a great event. We're very happy to be a part of it.
Yeah,
It
Strong
is
Tower holds
bustling.
a special place in my heart because it was my very first gaming convention ever, and so I love coming back every year for this.
So you were the first one?
Yes.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yep.
We had our LTN Con. The last one was in 2022, just a month before that first one.
Oh, okay.
So we got to talk to Aaron DeMaster about what it was going to be like and getting everything started. So I'm excited how big it's gotten so far.
Yeah, I got that on. All right, well, people have been hearing my voice weird for the last few seconds. I was wondering why I was sounding louder than I meant to. Well, you've got a couple games into your brand, but your most active is, you brought it with you here, Haunted Inheritance. What can you tell us about this game?
Do you want me to go?
No, go for it.
So Haunted Inheritance is a game that I started working on like 30 years ago and kept tweaking over the years. And when I met Heather, she helped me fix it up into this game it is today. And it's a game where you're searching a mansion for your inheritance money, and the mansion is haunted. And you have a couple ways to play it. You can try to work together and locate scripture verses in the mansion and as a group defeat the game. Or when the sun rises, whoever's got the most money wins and takes it with them. So.
Or sometimes the mansion wins and everybody dies, but that doesn't happen often. But it could.
It does
the
happen.
mansion gets very crabby every once in a while.
Yes.
And I didn't actually mention, this is your own gaming brand, Pizza with a Fork
Yes.
Games.
Yep.
And you've got this game, which is the one you're mainly focusing on promoting. But you have a couple other games too, correct?
Yes. The next one that we are hoping to produce in the stores next will be called Float Your Boat. It's a matching game with a Noah's Ark theme, but there's a twist. When you don't match an animal correctly, the water comes out and adds
That's
to the
right.
mix.
It's got a ticking clock element to it.
Yeah,
I remember reading that.
And then we also have been showing at these conventions a game called Luck Legends of Ireland, which is based on all these different legends and cultural aspects of Ireland. And it's just it's not an intense strategy game, that's why it's called Luck, but it's a good family game. There's some bluffing, there's some just fun elements, little mini games.
Yeah, there's some little
in
mini
it.
games that are really fun, and sometimes you catch a leprechaun, sometimes he tricks you.
Yeah.
Now, y'all prototyped that last year at Strong Tower,
Yes, we
correct?
did.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
that go well?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, I think we're all ready to produce that one. If these other games do well, that
Awesome.
will be the next one on the docket.
So with Haunted Inheritance, you did a small batch crowdfunding effort for your first push, and now the game is on sale through the Game Crafter, correct?
Well, that was the crowdfund. Game Crafter
y'all
did our
did it through that too,
crowdfunding,
okay.
which was excellent. We have a few copies left of the crowd sale, but now that is a print-on-demand company, so
Correct.
it's very expensive online.
Correct.
But we just ordered 1,000 copies of a retail version, which will be in stores hopefully by the end of this month.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
That one.
it's
So
very
yeah,
exciting.
I have used the Game Crafter as well. Me
They're a
and
great
a
company.
buddy have made a few party-esque type games, and one of them is a Christian ripoff of Cards Against Humanity. You know, we before the Kickstarted one came out, we had one 2 years before that, but we went through the Game Crafter, and you're right, it's really expensive to self-publish it because they're printing it, on demand, which that's always more expensive. But the paper crisis over the last few years has doubled the price of it to the where with a card game that you're having 400 600 cards, it's like almost $100 to get a copy of it. So
Yeah.
we are not selling it anymore.
Right.
We
Right.
made a tabletop simulator version for free and let people play it there. But it's rough to self-publish these days.
Yes, but they're an excellent way to get started. And,
Yes,
and they're
absolutely.
very high quality.
They're
we love
also-
our first edition. It
Right.
was very well made.
They're also really a really good tool for a more professional prototype.
Correct,
Yes.
Because they have all the different
Yeah.
pieces
Yes.
and chits and everything that you might need.
Yes.
And it's very intuitive. I like meeting people that have had experience with a game
Yes.
crafter
Sure.
because it's a fantastic tool when you're getting started. Let's see. So you started a game night at your church in order to get some more gaming time into your life.
Yeah.
That is something that I think a lot of people who are into gaming and attend a church that doesn't have one of these want to do
Yeah.
and struggle to get done.
Yeah.
How has that gone for y'all? Has it been a successful
Yeah.
thing? Did it take off right away, or did you really have to push?
We have a friend that is helps with the connection part of getting the community connected with each other, and we were talking with her and we were like, oh yeah, we'd love to do a game night, and we said it in passing kind of, and then she was like, remember how you said you wanted to do a game night? And it kind of just
Shout out to Nellie.
oh yeah Ellie. But it kind of like evolved into this just a game out, and we come and we actually use the idea of like player wanted signs, and we kind of explain that to people when they come in. The first night we had over like 80 people. Actually, we had over 100 people.
Yeah.
And since then, it's kind of an ebb and flow. We usually have anywhere between, I would say, 40 and 60.
That's
Yeah.
great. though,
Yeah, and we just have a big room with tables, and we have those player wanted signs, and people come in. We bring usually about 20 or 25 games, and then other people bring their games, and we have like a community table, and we put post-it notes with our names on them so we know what
Right,
game to
yeah.
take back with us. But it's great. Like, people will just come and play. We had one lady come in. It was great. She walked in for the first time ever walking into our church, and she's like, I heard you had a game night. And so we got to talk with her, and it was just really fun. It's been so great to get to meet different people from our church, and then just also from the community.
That's
too.
fantastic.
So
Yeah.
it's been a really cool
Yeah,
thing.
we just held our first one in a long time last week before coming here last Friday, which we had like 20 people show up, which was great. The time we tried prior to that was 2 years prior, and it was me and my wife and a single other person who was new to the
gosh.
church, and I was hoping to use this as a way to get to know everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a good time playing Chameleon for an hour and a half, but but it was a little disheartening. But I'm hopeful that we're going to get it on a more regular basis now that people seem to be into the idea.
Yes.
But it's always hard. It's always
Yeah,
a
it is.
daunting task.
And Nellie, who we mentioned, she put stuff up on the screen on Sunday morning, and she's got on our newsletter, so she really promotes
Yeah,
it.
you
for
really
the
got to
church.
get it out there.
Yeah, and it's funny, during the pandemic, what our church did for announcements is they would send us announcements, different families from our church, and then they would record them during the week and send them in, and then that's how we did announcements during the
Oh, okay.
pandemic time. And so when we did the announcements, we did it in our game room, and for every announcement, we had a different board game out that matched that announcement.
Oh, that's fun.
And it was hilarious because our pastor, after that came, that showed, our pastor's like, they really do have a game room like that. And so it's kind of in this I think like a joke in our church, like, do you really have this mystical board game room that has so it's been really fun to
Y'all have
just
become lore of your own church.
Yeah.
right.
Well, fun and possibly difficult question to end on, one that I've been asking everybody. In the wild world of board gaming right now, what game is exciting you the most?
I love Wingspan.
that's
That's been one of my
a top
I
tier
was,
one right now, yeah.
a budding birder, and then somebody said, "Have you played Wingspan?" And I just was like, "I want them all. I want all the expansions." So I've been playing through those, and any time that I make David play with me, and
Yeah.
he's been like, "Oh, look at this!" And so it's been fun to do that together and introduce family members and other people to that.
Yeah.
That's been one of my favorites recently.
I've had no bad reviews about
I
Wings
love it.
Fan. All right, well, thank y'all for sitting down with me. Let's see, we got pizzawithaforkgames.com.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yes.
What other socials or links or anything else can we push out for you?
You can find us on Facebook. If you go to our website, right on the front page, there's a sign up for our newsletter. We just send it out like maybe once every month, 2 or 3, so you won't get spammed too much. We'll keep you informed on what's going on.
Awesome.
Yeah. And we're moving towards Instagram and some of the other ones. We're still new to some of those, so it'll come, but it's not quite there yet.
All right. Well, thank you again so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of the con.
Thank you.
And if you're listening on LTN Radio, the video version of this will be available on our YouTube channel in the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye out for that. But keep it here and enjoy some more music. I'm Radio Matt. This is LTN Radio at Strong Tower Con, and we'll be back with more soon. Stick around.